And a very warm welcome to the studio. Good afternoon. This is Wrocław, and we are here at the airfield in Shermanoff, and it's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. Day 6 of the action, and race 4 is what we want to bring you. We've got beautiful conditions outside if you want to be just flying around in the sky, but if you want to be competing, then you need some more cumulus clouds, and we don't have any right now. Let's have a look at the highlights from yesterday's competition. This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's Wednesday the 31st of May.
I think they're going to be very challenging.
We've got a strong wind and this is a little bit difficult. The task will be tricky, so we have two variants of task.
It's really a race.
The race is on. Altitude 1,200 meters, maximum start. Rolf has got himself Oscar Golf just a little bit higher than that now, or he's just down at 12. Signals on the screen, but there's only one story right now, and that is Sebastian Carver, world champion, heading for Haskell Lake. 230 kilometers just over for this race, but leading for most of the race and showing why he is world champion in this class from Poland. Sebastian Carver has dominated from the beginning, now getting low to the ground, 150 meters above, 160 kilometers an hour, less than 1 kilometer with the big green virtual line of the finish line in his sights. He's bringing it home for Poland here in the race 3 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix in Poland. 147 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver takes the win for today. It's going to be a while until number 2 comes through. And what a dramatic finish that was. This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, live all week from Poland. My name's Regan Tetlow. We're at the airfield in Shermanoff by the village of Wrocław. And great day of action yesterday. Finished off very dramatically, as you just saw in the highlights. Let's have a look at the results from yesterday's race. A very good morning, welcome to Shermanhof. This is day 6 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix and we're going into race 4. Let's have a look at the results from yesterday. And the results from yesterday's race: in 10th place from Germany, Dirk Windmuller, and in joint 8th place we have Andres Kuhl and Łukasz Wojciech. In joint 5th place, Thomas Dole, Zidek Benachuk and also Stephen Crabb. 4th place yesterday, Adam Tedeschi, and 3rd place, Gintas Zub. 2nd place was Herman Luckner, and taking the win from Poland, Sebastian Karber. So there we are, the end of race 3. First of all, Sebastian, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. It was not an easy day for me, but I completed it in the first position, so I'm happy about it.
And we finally got some good gliding conditions.
In the beginning it didn't seem to be so nice because we have too many clouds, too much moisture, and in the afternoon they had to dissipate, and now it starts to rejuvenate again, and so now we have fantastic conditions, but we are over the race now.
What do you think about tomorrow? Any change in conditions for tomorrow?
It'll be a blue day, but I think it'll be a decent day, so nice flying tomorrow.
What about the event? Are you enjoying this event here today?
Yes, of course. I'm happy to be here. This is a nice place, nice city. We are close to the big city, so this is a lot of attractions, and we can meet some friends here. And it's very well organized. So the advertisement, the media coverage, everything is fine. So.
Are you getting any feedback from other pilots worldwide? Are they watching what's happening?
Yeah, they are. They are watching surprisingly much more than other competitions, because sometimes we are on the other end of the world and nobody is watching what's going on there, because we are in the forest, on the desert, and here we are in the central Europe and near the big city, so there's a lot of people, and a lot of people know about it.
I just found out there's another competition in the Czech Republic right now, all the female pilots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the same task in Czech Republic, so they have also qualifying Grand Prix, and the women gliding championships as well. They're ending now, and so there's a lot going on. This is the season for competitions.
Well, Sebastian Karber, enjoy the win, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow. And just after that, I spoke in a bit more detail to world champion Sebastian Karber to give us a bit more of an insight into yesterday's race.
But I will tell you what was the story about today, because because this is interesting. You know, on the beginning it was not that easy because we didn't have too many clouds, and this will be a description for the pilots especially. And Łukasz Wojciech, he is very good in taking a risk. So he is able to fly in front of everybody, and when he gets 3 meters better lift, he is first and everything works fine. But this is a risky tactics, and today on the beginning it seemed to be very good for him because we flew in improving conditions, and then we flew in a under the cumulus street, which was absolutely just from the first turn point to the second and almost to the third turn point.
I was talking with Sebastian yesterday, and he said you played a tricky tactic which gave him trouble towards the end of the race. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, it was too brave maybe, and I think a little bit stupid for yesterday. I tried to fly very fast, and I missed some thermals which I should use before. We flew with strong wind, and it was good to stay high, because if you are flying with the wind, even if you are in the not so strong thermal, it's good to use it.
What about today? What's going to be the tactic for you, do you think?
I think the tactic will be not like yesterday. I think we have to fly in the gaggle, to not fly so fast. I think we will see.
Okay, well, thanks very much for your time. I'll let you go and get prepared, and we'll see you in the sky.
See you. Bye.
Welcome back to the studio here, day 6, race 4. That's what we want to bring you at the moment. We've got most of the pilots in the air, but we haven't got a start time of the race. It's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, and yesterday's race was won by Sebastian Carver, and he took the maximum points there. Just looking on the screen now to see what's going on. It looks like we've got everybody up in the sky, and we've got some good altitude as well going on. Number 1, Oscar Golf, Rolf Gertzman, up at nearly 1,700 meters. We do know to start the race, they're not allowed to be any higher than 1,224 meters and passing through the start line with a maximum speed of 170 kilometers an hour. So that height they've got there, they have to bring it down and dive for the start line. It is Sailplane Glider Grand Prix. It's a pure race. The fastest is the best. We start together at the same time and we head off through that route you can see there. Let's fly you through the route now from the start and show you what today's task is. We've got a distance of, I think it's about 230 kilometers, and we'll take you now through the race. So you can see that's where we're going to start, and then we're going to zoom on up to the first turn point, which takes us all the way over there to that right-hand turn, which is going to then take us to the second turn point, left-hand turn, all the way further east, all the way up to there, and then another left-hand turn, flying us back along the line to the final turn, which then takes us to the left to Hasselek, as always, and through to the finish line. That's the planned of action for today. At the moment, we're just waiting for the official start so we can get the race underway. But at the moment, the news is all the aircraft are up in the sky, all the gliders are at altitude, and we're waiting for the start of the race. We'll be back here live in the studio when we have the start time for you. in Shermanov for the 4th day of the Sailplane Grand Prix, brought to you by the FAI.
Second match racing in the world. First in Dubai during Air Games. Right now the second one in Wrocław Sailplane in Aeroklub Wrocławski, Poland.
These two gliders side by side, and at the moment slightly in the lead. 29 Lima, who has got it in the lead. Oscar Golf is coming up on the outside. It's down to the final line. Oscar Golf seems to be just pulling ahead. It's hard to see. It's neck and neck. Here we go. 29 Lima, Oscar Golf. Oscar Golf is going to take the win. Oscar Golf crosses the line. 29 Lima right behind him. Wow.
Wyścig mecz racingowy odbył się po raz drugi na świecie w historii. Po raz pierwszy w Dubaju w trakcie Air Games, po raz drugi we Wrocławiu w Aeroklubie Wrocławskim podczas Sailplane Grand Prix. Fantastyczne emocje, niesamowite ujęcia. Dla zawodników to kompletnie nowe doświadczenie. Wielka nauka, nawet piloci tak doświadczeni, którzy są tutaj, coś nowego stąd wynoszą. A to jeszcze nie koniec, to dopiero półfinały. Najlepsze dopiero przed nami. Oglądajcie.
This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's Wednesday the 31st of May.
I think it's gonna be very challenging.
We've got a strong wind and this is a little bit difficult. The task will be tricky, so we have two variants of task.
It's really a race.
The race is on. Altitude 1,200 meters, maximum start. Rolf has got himself Oscar Golf just a little bit higher than that now, or he's just down at 12. Signals on the screen, but there's only one story right now, and that is Sebastian Carver, world champion, heading for Haskell Leg. 230 kilometers just over for this race, but leading for most of the race and showing why he is world champion in this class from Poland. Sebastian Carver has dominated from the beginning, now getting low to the ground, 150 meters above, 160 kilometers an hour, less than 1 kilometer with the big green virtual line of the finish line in his sights. He's bringing it home for Poland here in the race 3 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix in Poland. 147 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver takes the win for today. It's going to be a while until number 2 comes through. Absolutely love the end of that highlights video. It's absolutely fantastic. The best one we've seen so far. Very warm welcome. It's good afternoon to you here in the studio with me, Regan and Magic. We're going to be bringing you all the action from the day. It's day number 6 and race number 4 is upon us. Magic, you've been up in the sky doing what we call the sniffing. Tell me what that is. What is sniffing?
Sniffing is checking the thermals, the conditions before the competition.
Yeah.
We start with the towing plane to 600 meters. I try to find some thermals and say to competitors and directors what is in the air. And today is blue sky, no cumulus, just some on the south of the mountains near the Ślęża. And some I can see some on northeast, but far away and not on the task.
Right.
And Okay, we can start with the competition because it's first players goes to the task.
Yeah, start gate is open, as you can see on the top of the screen there. The line going diagonally through the screen, that's the start gate. We've zoomed in now, we can show you what's happening. Sierra 2, he's through the gate, 37 is through, 3 Kilo is through. Here comes Papa, Golf Papa Sierra, Romeo Oscar, Uniform 2, and then the next group, 29, Golf Oscar Lima, Alpha Romeo, and bringing up the back, Delta Tango, and 2, 9 Lima, and Oscar Golf. That's all our 17 competitors, and 0 Zulu Bravo, of course, down there as well. All our competitors heading east with the start of the race. Where's the wind coming from this morning, Magic? Where's the wind? Is the wind from the west?
Wind is directly from the west, about 17-20 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
They start with downwind. The first leg is downwind.
And a couple of little points about the start. It's they can't just attack the start line from anywhere. Here's a couple of stats they've got to bear in mind, a couple of the parameters they have to use for the start. They're not allowed to be above 1,224 meters. That seems like an arbitrary number. You'd think it would be 1,200 or 1,250. Why 1,224? Who sets that?
Yeah, it's a combination of a few parameters because we have TMA, the restricted area above.
Yeah.
We need to keep minimum 300 meters below the safety zone, because we have a big airport near Wrocław,
the main
Wrocław-Strachowice.
Airport,
Yes, and for safety reason, it should be 300 meters below this restricted area.
All right. So the 1,224, a very precise height, not 1,200, 1,224, and they're not allowed to be going above 170 kilometers an hour. So they're all starting just before the start of the race. We had them around 1,300, 1,400 meters, which means they can then dive down for that start line, but not go faster than 170.
Yeah. 170 is the speed limit before when the competitors crossing the starting line. Not faster because, of course, it's also dangerous.
Yeah, the wings start coming off.
Yeah. As they are going downwind, we can see that the ground speed is for everybody 220 kilometers per hour.
Right. It
means about 200 airspeed.
Yeah. Well, on the screen there, we've got a side-by-side comparison of two of the pilots. Call sign Papa, P for Papa, for Sebastian Carver on the left, yesterday's winner. And on the right, from Germany, call sign Sierra 2, Mark Lehmann. And we can see on the left there, Sebastian's at just over 1,100 meters. Cruising along at he was about 120 kilometers an hour. It looks like he's looking for a little bit of thermal there. Flown just about 8 kilometers so far in today's task, which I believe is 230 kilometers. So again, it's a shorter task. It's very similar to, I think it's about the same distance we had yesterday, 230.
Yes, the distance is almost the same direction in general, but the task for today will be quite difficult because, let's say a few words about turning points.
Yeah.
The first turning point is Pokój. It's about 60 kilometers from the airfield. Then they are going to Stobrawa, just few kilometers near Oder River, and then more to east, southeast. It's to Opole, but not directly to the city or airfield in Opole, just on the north of the airfield.
Where is the airfield there on the screen? Is it to the south of
we can see on the screen the airfield. It's a little far away. Right. We can expect some parachuting jumpers on Opole, so it's also not possible to go directly to the airfield.
Oh yeah, it's a skydiving centre, is it?
Yeah, also.
Operating during the week? week?
We don't know. It's better not to go to near to this.
Keep away from those.
Keep away.
Keep away from those
Yeah.
dodgy skydivers. You don't want to be anywhere near them.
Okay, the last turning, not last. Next leg is to Bierutowice.
Yeah.
It's near Oleśnica, and then go to Haskolek. Yeah, and final as yesterday. The final line is Meta. Is like yesterday.
Sebastian Carver just absolutely nailed it yesterday, didn't he?
I've had that 30 minutes before the rest of the group.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's completely amazing how the guy is doing this, because it happened on the last leg, not in the task in general, but it was happened from Namysłów. Namysłów is like 50 kilometers from here, and Sebastian was able to go faster as 30 minutes before. It's incredible.
So in the briefing this morning, every morning there's a pilot briefing around 10 or 10:30, and the meteorologist was talking about an inversion layer that we're going to have today. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Today is a little better. I wouldn't compare this weather for today, these conditions, to yesterday. It's completely different. More possible is more to Sundays, the second task. It's clear sky. Thermals is. I started only for 1,000 meters. Now is much better. It's 1,400.
Yeah.
But it's also, we say, as with no clouds thermal.
Right.
So the competitors have not idea where can be the thermals. They need to find.
Yes.
But again, we can see, as on Sunday, we can see goggles. Peloton, we say in Polish, peloton. Peloton means one guy found. If one guy found the thermal, everybody goes to them. They can see each other. They have got FLARM. This is a special device which have a
proximity
send the warning, proximity warning, against another gliders. It's very important when they're turning as much gliders like this. 17 in one thermal is quite dangerous.
What is a warning? What does it do? Is it a
sound warning? It's not in the goggle, in the thermal. It's not possible to watch only the instruments to see how big is the thermal, how many meters up. It's necessary to, as we can see now, many gliders very close to. If the glider is below, as we can see, it's not possible to see them from the cabin.
We saw a great shot on the highlights video a little while ago with the GoPro image from inside one of the gliders, and you could see the rest of them all together.
Almost everybody are all together in the one thermal. So FLARM is warning against the collision, and also shows another competitors how big is the climbing for the competitor.
Yes.
And I see also it's possible to see it because the one glider is rising faster, second lower. So
no chance of cumulus clouds today.
No chance to hide.
Yes.
And
once
run out.
And once you find the good air, you're then giving away the secret for everybody else, so they all follow you. And
everybody is knowing about everybody now.
So let's have a look at these distances. Total distance 230 kilometers. The first one we're doing, this first stretch we're on right now, 67.6 kilometers. The second one, 16.3, like you said, quite a short one. Third one, 39.1 kilometers, and then back to 65.3. And then 37 kilometers taking us down to Hasselbeck, and that final 5 kilometer dash for the final line.
As we can see, after 10 kilometers from the starting line, they start to climbing.
Yes.
So the conditions are not very good. And also it's easier way now because they're going downwind.
Yes.
The return will be really difficult.
It will be a slug all the way back, won't it?
Yeah. Maybe we hope that the wind will be weaker afternoon.
Well, we do know Sebastian Carver took that win yesterday. Let's have a look at some video we've got of the results of the race from yesterday.
A very good morning, welcome to Shermanhof. This is day 6 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix and we're going into race 4. Let's have a look at the results from yesterday. And the results from yesterday's race: in 10th place from Germany, Dirk Windmuller, and in joint 8th place we have Andres Kuhl and Łukasz Wojciech. In joint 5th place, Thomas Dole, Zidek Benachuk and also Stephen Crabb. 4th place yesterday, Adam Tedeschi, and 3rd place, Gintas Zub. 2nd place was Herman Luckner, and taking the win from Poland, Sebastian Carver.
And there's the results from yesterday. What's happening right now, Magda? Let's get in there to the action. It's this first leg of the race, day 6 and race number 4 of the event. And there we are, still gaggling round. Distance to turn 45 kilometers out of 67, and looking for a little bit of a climb. Let's have a look at these rates of climb right now.
It's good example where to find thermals today. You can see the edge of the forest, big forest, and there is contrast between the forest and some fields.
That's where you're going to find the air difference.
The difference in the temperature of the forest and the fields is so big, so we can expect the thermal just where are they turning.
So everybody's going for that thermal right now, just holding off, looking for that altitude. So at the end of yesterday's race, we spoke to the winner, world champion Sebastian Carver, and got his impressions of that dramatic win. Let's have a look at that right now.
So there we are, the end of race 3. First of all, Sebastian, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much. It was not an easy day for me, but I completed it in the first position, so I'm happy about it.
And we finally got some good gliding conditions.
In the beginning it didn't seem to be so nice because we have too many clouds, too much moisture, and in the afternoon they had to dissipate, and now it starts to rejuvenate again, and so now we have fantastic conditions, but we are over the race now.
What do you think about tomorrow? Any change in conditions for tomorrow?
It'll be a blue day, but I think it'll be a decent day, so nice flying tomorrow.
What about the event? Are you enjoying this event here today?
Yes, of course. I'm happy to be here. This is a nice place, nice city. We are close to the big city, so this is a lot of attractions, and we can meet some friends here. And it's very well organized. So the advertisement, the media coverage, everything is fine. So.
Are you getting any feedback from other pilots worldwide? Are they watching what's happening?
Yeah, they are. They are watching surprisingly much more than other competitions, because sometimes we are on the other end of the world and nobody is watching what's going on there, because we are in the forest, on the desert, and here we are in the central Europe and near the big city, so there's a lot of people, and a lot of people know about it.
I just found out there's another competition in the Czech Republic right now, all the female pilots.
Yeah, there's the same task in Czech Republic, so they have also qualifying Grand Prix, and the women gliding championships as well. They're ending now, and so there's a lot going on. This is the season for competitions.
Well, Sebastian Carver, enjoy the win, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
It was a dramatic win yesterday. We asked him as well, world champion Sebastian Carver, to give us a little bit more of an insight into just what was going on.
But I will tell you what was the story about today, because because this is interesting. You know, on the beginning it was not that easy because we didn't have too many clouds, and this will be a description for the pilots especially. And Łukasz Wojciech, he is very good in taking a risk. So he is able to fly in front of everybody, and when he gets 3 meters better lift, he is first and everything works fine. But this is a risky tactics, and today on the beginning it seemed to be very good for him, because we flew in a improving conditions, and then we flew in a under the cumulus street, which was absolutely just from the first turn point to the second and almost to the third turn point.
I was talking with Sebastian yesterday, and he said you played a tricky tactic which gave him trouble towards the end of the race. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, it was too brave maybe, and I think a little bit stupid for yesterday. I tried to fly very fast, and I missed some thermals which I should use before. We flew with strong wind, and it was good to stay high, because if you are flying with the wind, even if you are in the not so strong thermal, it's good to use it.
What about today? What's going to be the tactic for you, do you think?
I think the tactic will be not like yesterday. I think we have to fly in the gaggle, to not fly so fast. I think we will see.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for your time. I'll let you go and get prepared, and we'll see you in the sky.
See you. Bye.
It is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix, and it's day 6 of the action. We're into race 4 here in Shermanoff, and to the first leg now, halfway down, 26.3 kilometers flown, and looks like just before we went to the interview, they were in the gaggle, they were climbing a little bit. What's happening now, Magic? Let's zoom in there and find out.
Yeah, there's different tactics for like yesterday. Yesterday we can say that it was individual tactic for each players.
Yeah.
Their knowledge, their experience says that the better way is north, east, south way to go.
Yeah.
And today the best tactic is gaggle tactic. So go together and find the best thermals. It's very difficult to run out from this group.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
So they're seeing who we've got. Everybody's there together. Yeah.
Sierra 2 is still on the lead, and everybody is going and looking at what they do.
So Sierra 2 is there, Romeo, Oscar. I'm just having a look at the distance between them. They're all more or less in the same place, aren't they? And we've got 30.8 kilometers is done so far. 67 is this first stretch, this first leg. What kind of speeds have we got? Let's get some of these on our screen. 186, 189. So we've got a good rate of event there. We've got a good speed with the wind pushing them along.
Yeah.
1100 meters. Altitude 1200. Sebastian Carver, everybody's around 1200 meters. Distance to turn 35.4 for Rolf Gertzmann, 36.8 for Mark Lynham, and looks like he's at the top there. Sebastian Carver second place, 3.5, exactly 35 meters, 35 kilometers now to this first turn. Heading down on an easterly track. Where's the mountains on this? Are the mountains which direction?
South.
To the south.
South.
They did say in the briefing this morning they were thinking about heading towards the mountains before they put the task together. It's kind of roughly that direction.
Yes, but we can expect the better conditions in the mountains. We can go a little south to see it. But the restrict. Here is we are closer to Karkonosze mountains.
Right.
It's from here about 100 kilometers straight line, but in the straight the only possible to go to the mountains is around a restricted area. So the restrictions are too big to go so far.
So talking of restrictions, in the briefing this morning they mentioned one part of this where you can not exceed 640 meters. Where's that going to be?
Yeah, that's tricky. That's only the last leg from Haskell leg is final flight to the finish.
Oh, it's from Haskell.
Yes.
So that's no problem.
It's not possible to be above 640 meters AMSL above sea level.
Yes.
So it's usually for these gliders, it's no problem. It's just 5-6 kilometers, so nobody will be higher.
Yeah.
So we don't have this area now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, back to the action. Let's zoom in and see what's going on. Are we all still moving along? Looks like a little
There's
bit
a
of
searching of the thermals.
So 2 days ago, because of the storm conditions, we had the match race. Did you see any of that, the side-by-side racing?
No, I didn't see, unfortunately. I've heard that this looks very good.
It was absolutely incredible.
Exciting.
And we got through, we had 8 pilots to start with, and we got them down to a semi-final stage. And we have that in the back pocket. We are going to use it, hopefully, before the end of the week. And we spoke to race director Marek about the match race. And it's a little interview in Polish for our Polish viewers.
Wyścig mecz racingowy odbył się po raz drugi na świecie w historii. Po raz pierwszy w Dubaju w trakcie Air Games, po raz drugi we Wrocławiu w aeroklubie wrocławskim podczas Sailplane Grand Prix. Fantastyczne emocje, niesamowite ujęcia. Dla zawodników to kompletnie nowe doświadczenie. Wielka nauka, nawet piloci tak doświadczeni, którzy są tutaj, coś nowego stąd wynoszą. A to jeszcze nie koniec, to dopiero półfinały. Najlepszy dopiero przed nami. Oglądajcie.
It was an incredible day of intense racing side by side. Let's have a look at the highlights of that match race. Here in the studio in Shermanov for the 4th day of the Sailplane Grand Prix, brought to you by the FAI.
Second match racing in the world. First in Dubai during Air Games. Right now the second one in Wrocław Sky Club in Aeroklub Wrocławski in Poland.
These two gliders side by side, and at the moment slightly in the lead. Has got it in the lead. Oscar Golf is coming up on the outside. It's down to the final line. Oscar Golf seems to be just pulling ahead. It's hard to see. It's neck and neck. Here we go. 2-9 Lima. Oscar Golf. Oscar Golf is going to take the win. Oscar Golf crosses the line. 2-9 Lima right behind him. Wow. Another dramatic highlight video. The team are putting together some great stuff for us here. Really, really are, and it's getting great reviews from the world. Back to the action in this race 4 on day 6. Magic, Sierra 2's made a dash for it.
Yeah, as we can see before, Sierra 2 started just before the rest of the group and fly alone. Yes.
But look at his altitude.
Looks very good.
He's low, 780 meters.
Yeah, just 5 kilometers before the rest of the group.
He's got 21 kilometers to get to the turn point.
Yeah.
But he's going to need some altitude, isn't he? He's going to need to find some lift. 800 meters now. So there he is, 800 meters. Rate of climb, Thomas Dull 1.5, Stefan Trapp 2 meters, Sebastian Carver 0.5, Rolf Gertzman 0.7, Łukasz Wojciech 0.9, 1 meter per second now, and Mark Linen made a dash for it at 800 meters now, with a bit of a climb going on, 0.9, 1 meter per second. This is what he needs if he's going to continue his position up at the front. Good of him though to make a dash for it. And he's got 21.1 kilometers to go to the first turn point in this 230 task of the day. Magic, what's happening with everybody else?
Yeah, as we can see, we can expect not much than 2.5 meters per second today. It's average, of course, vertical speed of the thermals. And the altitude maximum is about 1500 above sea level. So it's normal heights of flight for today.
Yes.
It's better not to go to very, very low because it's difficult then to find something.
Yes. Well, we're making our way to that first turn point. We're going to take a little break in the studio and we'll be back with the action as we meet and get to that first turn point of the race. And welcome back to the studio here in Shermanoff. It is day 6 and it's race 4, and we've got some information on the action heading towards this first turn point. It looks like Sebastian Carver is only 1.7 kilometers away. Magic.
Yes, the situation has changed dramatically from the last few minutes. So we can see that Sebastian is almost on the turning point.
There he is, and behind him, let's have a look at these distances to turn. If we can get them on the screen, Sebastian Carver is almost there. Next signals we've got is Rolf Gertzmann 8.7. We've got some historic signal 4 kilometers for Thomas Dull, but we haven't got his exact signal right now. But we can see 2.9 Lima has already made the turn. Is that correct?
Also, yes, yeah.
So Sebastian Carver and 2.9 Lima are around, and that first turn point is done for them.
Yeah, maybe fly as a pair will be best tactics for today.
Well, we've got them both on the screen there. Bottom right, Sebastian Carver, goal sign Papa, distance to next turn, 15.9 kilometers. On the left-hand side, 2.9 Lima, Bogdan is 15 kilometers away from the next turn and takes the lead for the first time today with 138 kilometers an hour. Down at 600, just over 600 meters. He's going to need a bit of altitude here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heading now into wind, he's going to have to find something to get up a little bit and get some altitude going.
Yes, but I think that this is a good tactic to go. Of course, they cannot speak each other by the radio, but it's possible to cooperate.
Right.
Just to see each other and see which glider has better lift. And in the one thermal, 2 gliders will not disturb each other as a group of 15 gliders.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well,
they can go closer to the thermal center, of course, and better use it as big group as before.
Well, it looks like Sebastian and Bogdan are going to need something right now. Both 600 meters. In fact, Sebastian down at 560 meters. So they need to find some lift.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's zoom in and have a look at what they're doing there now with Sebastian Carver and with Bogdan, 29 Lima and Papa. Do we have them on the screen? There we go. Heading on down now with this second turn point, which is...
Stobrava, it's a near Oder River.
Yeah.
But on the north side of the river in this area is better conditions because there is some forests. But for today, it's not. We don't know if it helps to competitors.
Well, it's one of the shorter legs, 16.3 kilometers into wind.
Yeah. And
we can see the rest of the pack are still not there at that first turn point.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference now in distance between the 2.9 Lima and Papa and the rest of the pack, a bit like we had yesterday at the end.
It's not as big difference. One mistake on the leaders can help to catch by the group as you can bicycle race. You can observe peloton, and one guy will go faster, and sometimes happens that the group will catch.
Yes. Well, look at Sebastian Carver now, down at 490 meters, looking for some climb. Found some.
Yeah, for sure. He needs to find something.
0.8.
It's a forest, so forest can work.
2.9 Lima in the same area. They're both with each other, both looking for that climb.
Could we see altitude of the rest?
Yes, we can do that. Of course we can. Let's have a look at the altitude of the groups and see what we've got here now. So ASL is what we're looking for in our list of 17. So just looking on the right hand side of the screen now, we can get the ASL and we'll tell you the altitudes.
We know that everybody is trying to get some altitude. Yeah, as you can see, the Sebastian goes forward and has got a little less altitude.
Yes.
And the main group is at 1200. They are going to the turning point.
There we go. His signal's back. Well, he's climbing again as well, so he's getting himself up with some altitude one more time. The rest of the group just heading and around that first turning point. As we see,
I think they have some enough altitude to get Sebastian and 29 Lima.
and have we got Zulu Bravo down in the same area too? Let's zoom in and have a look.
I didn't see if Zulu Bravo has got in the turning point. We can check.
And Alpha Romeo as well is down there.
As you can see, Zdzisław Bednarczuk still have Pokój to get.
So have they been through the turning point yet? Alfa Romeo and Zulu Bravo? No, they haven't. So they're at the wrong end of the turning point, aren't they? They're on the
And see, after the turning point, they are going to the pointed market thermals by Sebastian Cava.
Yeah.
They will meet in the same thermal in a few seconds.
And Zdzisław Bednarczuk there on Zulu Bravo at just short of 1200 meters. And the signals are coming back online. We've got Whiskey India November, Dirk Woodmuller there, and Golf Papa Sierra, Łukasz Wojcik, and Rolf Gertzman, Oscar Golf. We've got their signals back.
And again, the group is in the GAU.
So we're just going to take a little break now, and we'll be back in the studio with more of the action very shortly. A beautiful video there by Chris Niewiadomski.
Krzysztof Niewiadomski.
There you go, that's easier for you to say. But a beautiful image. He's one of the most famous Polish aviation directors, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's have a look at the action now. Let's zoom in and see what's going on with the dash for this second turn point. 16.3 kilometers is the distance. And if we can get that on screen, we can have a look. Here we go.
Yeah, still turning, still climbing, but we can expect after this thermal they will go to the second turning point.
Let's have a look at these altitudes, the ASLs. We had a few moments ago Sebastian Carver down almost 400 meters. Now he's managed to get himself back up where he belongs, up at 1200, and everybody seems to be around there as well. We've got some big heights. Just waiting for that signal. We're kind of losing the signals a little bit again down where we are.
Yeah, this is far east, so we don't have a OGN station there.
Right.
So probably there is the signal from the airfield or.
And can we see where the next turn point is going to be, where they're heading for? Let's see where it is. Which one is it? Is it over this one?
We can see that Zdzisław Bednarczyk
Stroba.
has got 1 kilometers back to the.
No, where we're heading for? Which is the next turn point?
Stobrava. Stobrava. Yeah. Okay.
So that's where we're heading for. Okay, and going back to the action, we can just see where we are. You were saying somebody's heading back?
Zdzisław Bednarczyk must go back to the turning point, probably.
And we saw there somebody.
We lost signal. Probably he matched the point.
If we just zoom out, if we just zoom out a little bit, we saw somebody over to the left-hand side. Let's zoom out and see who we've got over there. There was somebody way over to the west. If we just zoom out a little bit more, you might be able to see.
Here you can see.
There.
Yeah.
So Sierra 2 and 1 or 2 others are not getting anywhere near that first turning point, are they?
Probably it's losing of the signal. Oh, he's going back. It looks like going back.
Yeah.
With the engine. Probably when he lost too much altitude, couldn't find something, need to start the motor engine and go back to the field.
Well, yesterday we had 6 finishers, and it was quite a special finish as well for local talent Zdzisław Bednarczyk. It was his first time finishing the whole race, and he got an award for that as well in the team briefing.
And a long time after the rest, so the big bravo for Zdzisław.
Well done, Zdzisław.
Yeah. Go back to the GPS. Łukasz is on the front, still looking for the thermals.
And Łukasz with 11 kilometers to get to the second turn point in this championships. And everybody else is.
Łukasz is only 11 kilometers to turning point, still trying to find something. And for sure, the rest of the group is watching for them.
230 kilometers in this race. It's the race 4 on the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix Championships here on day 6, with big blue skies, a light breeze, but unfortunately no cumulus. Tell us a little bit about the cumulus street we talked about.
Cumulus Street happened just after the front. Sometimes storming front is coming, cold front. After that, the air pressure is rising.
Yeah.
There is a strong wind, like yesterday, which line the cumulus in the one way.
Yeah.
And there is a big potential in the air, so after the rain, for example, after the storms, there is a lot of humidity which can change to the clouds.
Yeah.
Clouds, cumulus, which we like very much.
Yeah.
So this weather is happened just 1 or 2 days after the water,
right?
The front.
Yes.
And then after the sun operating, dry the air, dry the humidity. The humidity probably is very low today, and no chance to create the cumulus.
Right.
Not enough energy to create the cumulus.
Well, here we are. It's the action on the screen looking for that next turn point. It's a shorter leg, this one, 16.3 kilometers, but it's heading into wind and there's not much of lift action going on. So everybody is just in the middle right now. If we zoom in and see what's happening, have a look at these rates of climb and the distances and the altitudes above sea level. We can get some information if we get some signals coming back down through the wire for you. But at the moment, 29 Lima, we can see Bogdan at climbing well, 11.5 meters a second. The only signal we've got at the moment.
As we can see, the 29 Lima is Bogdan Dorożko. He had some problems before he landed.
Yes.
Yeah, because he lost too much meters. Start again after the group.
Yes.
And we can see he's in the front.
Right. So he landed before the start time.
No, after everybody, he must wait for everybody in the rows.
Yes.
The rows goes, and then Bogdan after everybody.
So after they passed the start line, he then took off.
Yes, after the start of the last competitor from the grid, there is 20 minutes to open the starting line. So if somebody land, have less time to climb. To have enough altitude to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
Yes, this is the rules. This is the rules.
Well, he's got 7 kilometers to go to get to the turn point. Golf Papa Sierra is on his way as well. We don't have the signal right now, but it looks like he's about 5 kilometers away from this next turn point from Stobra. Is it called
Stobrava?
Stobrava. Tell me a little bit about Stobrava. What do you know about this place?
I don't know. I just know that is a turning point. There's a small village.
Right.
Usually we are not going to the big cities, to the big forests, because it's not. Sometimes it could be dangerous.
Yeah, you want to keep
especially in the competitions when sometimes the gliders are very low.
Yeah,
it's better to have some fields for outlanding near the turning points, also near the all the task.
Yeah, you always want outs. Yes.
Yeah, they are going near the Brzeg. Brzeg is a former army airfield.
Yeah,
but it's not to use. It's better. Because the runway is a bad condition.
Well, we've got Wujek 143 kilometers an hour, 1,200 meters above the ground, and he's very close to this turn point. Only 2 kilometers is going to be the first one round that second turn point. And yesterday, at the beginning of the race, he was in charge. It was only on that back leg heading west where Sebastian Carver managed to get back in front. But here we are in the cockpit with 29 Lima, Bogdan Dorożko, not too bad. And he is 3.8 kilometers away from that turn point as well. And U2, Uniform 2, Stefan Trapp in his cockpit now. A good view of him chasing up from behind. It's good to see Stefan there, but having a bit of a good race.
Łukasz just need to touch the cylinder and go to the next point. He don't need to go directly to the turning point.
5 kilometers is it that you use?
No, it's a 1 kilometers diameter.
Right.
Just to touch the cylinder and go further.
Well, he's in now to the next leg of this race. It's 39.1 kilometers, heading down to Palot 3, is it called?
I think it's a virtual point. Sometimes we can find some virtual points located in good thermal area.
Yes.
It's not a special city or something, just a turning point.
Well, there we go. The current standings as we have it with the signals coming and going. 5th is Gerd Spielberg from Germany. 4th, Dirk Windmuller from Germany. 3rd, Stefan Trapp from Germany. 2nd right now, Bogdan in Poland. And taking the lead as it stands at the moment, we have Łukasz Wojcik in the lead.
The difference between the competitors is almost 10 kilometers. It's not
From the front
much.
to the back,
It's
yes.
not much.
All to play for right now.
As we can see, the Łukasz is looking more north.
Yes.
It's not necessary to go just straight on the line, on the task. Sometimes we go 5-10 kilometers near
Yeah.
the line, task line, because the conditions are better. As we can see, they are going back to the forest.
Right.
Not the other river is we say frog area.
A frog area.
Yeah, frog area means it's a wet, low potential,
Right.
low energy.
Yeah.
Sun is not enough strong to warm this area.
Right. Well, we had a great race yesterday. Sebastian Carver taking that win, and we've got a great highlight video of that race from yesterday as well. So while we're just waiting for everybody else to make their way through this turning point, let's have a look at the highlights from race 3 and yesterday.
A very good morning, welcome to Shermanoff. This is day 6 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix and we're going into race 4. Let's have a look at the results from yesterday. And the results from yesterday's race: in 10th place from Germany, Dirk Windmuller, and in joint 8th place we have Andres Kuhl and Łukasz Wojcik. In joint 5th place, Thomas Doll, Zidek Benachuk and also Stephen Crabb. 4th place yesterday, Adam Tedeschi, and 3rd place, Gintas Zub. 2nd place was Herman Luckner, and taking the win from Poland, Sebastian Carver. This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's Wednesday the 31st of May.
Gonna be very challenging.
We've got a strong wind and this is a little bit difficult. The task will be tricky, so we have 2 variants of task.
It's really a race.
The race is on. Altitude 1,200 meters, maximum start. Rolf has got himself Oscar Golf just a little bit higher than that now, or he's just down to 12. Signals on the screen, but there's only one story right now, and that is Sebastian Carver, world champion, heading for Haskell Leg 230 kilometers just over for this race, but leading for most of the race and showing why he is world champion in this class from Poland. Sebastian Carver has dominated from the beginning, now getting low to the ground, 150 meters above, 160 kilometers an hour, less than 1 kilometer with the big green virtual line of the finish line in his sights. He's bringing it home for Poland here in the race 3 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix in Poland. 147 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver takes the win for today. It's going to be a while until number 2 comes through. The highlights from yesterday. Let's have a quick look at the action to see what's going on right now. If we just get to the screen, here we go. Wow, there's something happening. What's going on, Magic? Looks like a bit of speed here now.
They have some lift before and go further to the next turning point near Opole.
Right. Here we go. So
it's a virtual turning point, so it's just set. The competitors has got coordinates.
Yes.
Just for that turning point. It couldn't be any village or any special point.
Well, it's 39 kilometers down to there. We're going to take a little break in the studio and leave you with the Silent Wings footage, but we'll be back before that turn point here in the studio.
And a warm welcome back to the action here in Shermanhof. It's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix and it's race number 4 here on day number 6. And we're almost at the next turn point. Let's have a look at the action and see what's going on. Oscar Golf is in the lead. Time to turn. Let's see those times to turn on the screen. And we've got Oscar Golf, he's almost there. Herman Luca, 1.2 kilometers away. And Zulu Bravo finished the race for the first time yesterday. Is almost there as well. They're all heading in quick. This has been a short one, downwind, of course, heading downwind here into this virtual turn point number 4. Pivlov. The next one after this, 65.3 kilometers. It's a big, hard slog back up into wind. So let's see how we're going to get on with that. Distance to the next turn point. So coming up there, you can see Alfa Romeo, Gintasub, 60 kilometers to go. Papa, Sebastian Carver, 60 kilometers to go. All the way up there to number 5, Beirut. That's a turn point. It's a northwest direction, and it is 65 kilometers, 65.3 from where we are now. Let's get in a bit closer and have a look at the action here as they're turning round there and heading back. Are they all through there in that group? 37 is just almost there as well. Signals are coming in and coming out. It looks like a good race on our hands today. Let's have a look at these altitudes. What altitudes have we got above sea level for our pilots? Well, everybody is, quite a lot of the pack are above 1,000 meters. Łukasz Wojciech at 1,250 in Golf Papa Sierra. And on 2.9er, Herman Luca at 1,160 meters above the ground. And 3 kilo, Stanisław Wolbel, 1,140. So a bit of a split in the group. The group who are already through this turn point and the ones that yet are not. Current standings, we've got 8th place Łukasz Wojciech just moving up to 7th there. 6th place Zdzisław Benejuk on 6th, and Łukasz has just moved up to 6th as well, changing all the time. 4th place Stefan Trapp, Germany, he's dropping down to number 5. 5th place is Rolf Gertzmann, Germany. 4th place Herman Luca, Germany. Again, these are the ones who have not got the signal from yet. When we get the signal, it's going to change it round a little bit. 4th now with the signal is Herman Luca from Germany, and it's showing now that in the lead, current standing is Rolf Gertzmann from Germany, but it's all changing. They're all close together. Let's get into the action with 2.9er there and see who is next to. If we zoom in, you can see he's next to uniform 2, which is Stefan Trapp. And they're all conversion lines here. 2.9 Lima and 2.9 are getting quite close together. Hope we can see each other. Are their altitudes very different? Let's have a look. Get a side-on view there of what's going on the screen. Yeah, they're okay. Turning off to the left. Looks fast from close in as that. 120 kilometers an hour, roughly, for these pilots. 2.9 Lima, Bogdan Dorashko on the bottom left of your screen. 887 meters, 116 kilometers an hour. Sink rate -2. He's flown 128 kilometers now of this 230 race. So we're over halfway through for some of our pilots. Herman Luca, 1,000 meters above the ground, 116 kilometers an hour. Just like we're looking for a little bit of altitude there from our team. It's a big log straight all the way up, 65 kilometers. Should be around 35 minutes, perhaps, depending on the winds, of course, to get themselves up there. It's not over yet, this game. It's a very good game of tactics, this Grand Prix racing. You never quite know what's going on. Then suddenly, I'm learning from nowhere, somebody takes a lead and they're off. But now with no thermal activity, no cumulus highway, no street of the clouds, to be dolphining along, getting up and down and being lifted underneath the clouds. It's all about fighting from the heat on the ground. That's where the lift's going to be.
And that's what they're looking for. Change of contrast between the fields and the forests is what's going to make a little bit of a difference here for these pilots today. Some good rate of climb going on here for some of these pilots too. Sebastian Carver looking for his altitude now. 2.4. It's incredible. We have to remember that these pilots are racing for hours and hours on end without an engine, just using the power of the sun, the energy of the lift to keep them afloat. Sink rate of 50 to 1. So every 1 kilometer of descent should in effect take them 50 kilometers forward if you were to throw it like a paper plane. That's the descent rate you would have. So 2.9er and Oscar Golf looks like they're off up the track, and on the screen they are. Hermann Lücker, he's an IT expert from Germany. Here this week, taking annual leave, of course, to be competing. And he competed in the UK Grand Prix last year. So he's now just below 1,000 meters. And he's heading off up to the next turn point, which is 55.5 kilometers away from him. And Rolf Kurtzman is information on the right there, 940. So side by side almost on the heights. In fact, they are. They're all level with each other. And the speed, Rolf has got a little bit faster going on than Hermann. And so on this straight, let's keep that view now and see if Rolf actually catches him and takes him over, because he's got like a 10 kilometer an hour speed advantage here now, and they're both at the same height. So they've got their own little competition going on, these two, side by side. Rolf Kurtzman, Germany, against Hermann Lücker, Germany. Little bit of a two-plane fight going on with these two. And I've just been told we've got a bit of a display happening here on the airfield this evening. We've got some display team from the UK. I haven't got the plane types in front of us, but what I have been told, it's going to be a nighttime display because they've got fireworks shooting out of the fuselage, which is going to be quite great to see. And now look, Oscar Golf is closing in that lead on 2.9er. He's got the advantage on the speed, both at the same height. And I think it's both the same aircraft type. 2.9er just climbing a little bit now, and 2.9er has got just a little bit of a speed advantage. So Oscar Golf is slowly but surely now slipping behind again. So this climb that Hermann Lücker has got going on is giving him a bit more speed. 124 kilometers an hour Hermann, 125 for Rolf. And you can see there at this distance, it looks like they're on top of each other. As we get closer, oh, it's a good shot of the side-by-side action. Let's see if we can swing round to this side, to the right-hand side of Oscar Golf. Let's see if we can get the other side there and just see what it looks like from his view. It's an incredible system how we can do this. There they go. You can see the height difference. Let's see the horizontal difference. There it is, looking down the wing of Oscar Golf. It's neck and neck now. Their own little race going on. 2.9er pulling away as he heads north. But look at Golf Papa Sierra. Łukasz Wojciech is dashing up fast behind. And he's got somebody else there with him. He's got Zdzisław Bernachuk as well, who finished for his first time yesterday. So yeah, they're all kind of converging together in this little pack. Good bit of action going on this leg of the journey. Some good rates of climb as well. Łukasz Wojciech on the bottom left of the screen. Zdzisław Bednarchuk on the right-hand side of the screen. Overhead view now showing us the action as we head north. 50 kilometers to go in this 65-kilometer leg of the race. It's 2.9er over Oscar Golf. And it looked like we had Golf Papa Sierra up with them, but they have opted to try and get some more height. So still heading in the line of the direction. Sebastian Carver was saying this the other day. The Germans do like to fly in a straight line if they possibly can. 2.9er and Oscar Golf. Distance to turn, both at 47 kilometers. So interesting, bit of team country action going on here as they move up the field. And now they're looking for a bit of altitude. They need it as well. Look at this, how they've sung, take your eye off it for 1 second. And we've got Oscar Golf now down at 670 meters and Herman and Luca 713 meters above the ground. So no panic yet, but they do need to find something to climb. 2.9er and Oscar Golf sniffing around looking for a little bit of lift. And Golf Papa Sierra's found some. Rates of climb, doing a good one there. Wukash, meter a second. Herman as well on a meter a second. And Gerd Spielberg. Is he really doing that? 4 meters a second? Look at him shooting across the screen like the International Space Station there. A big green trail as he whizzes up past us. Incredible. He's lit his rockets, metaphorically speaking. Golf Papa Sierra up at the top. They found some good climb here now. They want to take advantage of this. Let's have a look at these altitudes, see what everybody's getting out of it. The signals that we've got. It's helping Wukash there. He's going to get himself above 1,000. And he continues on that climb. Nice climb rate. Just imagine the sound of the Vario in the cockpit there as he's climbing. Still not cleared above 1,000 meters yet. Just waiting for that. Great shot from the side. All right, so it is game on. We'll just take a little break in the studio and we'll be back with more analysis and action very shortly. Welcome back to the studio here. Magic's joined us again. It's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. And you can check out all the details of all the action. We've got all the highlight videos and all the interviews on our very own Facebook page of this Aero Club. Aero Club spelt with a K, not with a C. And it's Aero Club. The name of the Aero Club is?
Wrocław Sky Club.
Wrocław Sky Club. I can do Wrocław. I put the sky on the end and it just confuses me a little bit. So it's Aero Club, AEROKLUB, Wrocławski Sky.
Aero Club Wrocławski.
Yeah, so find that on Facebook and you'll see all the highlights as well. There's also the FAI page on the internet, which is the fai.aero, I think it is. That's where the details are too. And we've got all the updates there as well. So, Magic, let's get back to the action and let's see what's going on. We're halfway through this leg. It's a big one. It's 66.3 kilometers all the way up to Beirut. I thought Beirut was in the Lebanon.
Beirut, Tuf. It's a city near Oleśnica. It's quite the distance to go is
So it's 65 in total.
50 kilometers to Beirut, and then about 30 kilometers to the last
To Haslek.
Haskolek.
Yeah. Well, let's zoom in and see what's happening. We've got some movement going on. Whoa, look again there. Sebastian Carver's shot ahead. Just lost his signal temporarily, but it seems to be about 40 kilometers from this next turn point. 40.5 was the last reading we have, and he's being followed by 2.9er. What happened to Oscar Golf? He was up there. We had Oscar Golf and 2.9er were leading the pack, and suddenly Sebastian Carver's come from somewhere and shot past them all. So there's would you call that a gaggle going on?
Yeah, again, they need to climb a little, because I can see they don't go below 1,000 meters.
Yeah,
it could be. We have got one glider back on the field now. Sierra 2. It means that he
came back with the engine.
Yeah, came back with the engine.
Now Sebastian Carver, though, he's made that dash, but he needs to get some altitude as well. He's down at 700 meters now, so he needs to find himself some climb rate. But he's being chased hard by 2.9er and Whiskey India November.
As you can see, ground speed is not as high as before because they are going against wind.
Yeah.
Wind is approximately 20 kilometers per hour from the west, and probably they have something like 170, 180 kilometers per hour against air. So ground speed is lower, much lower.
So the normal speed in a no wind condition would be about 170, would it? With no wind, it would be about 170.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah. All right. So back into the action. Just waiting for some signals to come back. We've lost a bit of signal from some of these pilots, and we've got it from others. So Sebastian there, 41.1 kilometers to target, and he's got a good climb rate going on. Back up now, here we are with Łukasz Wojcik on the 1,000 meters, 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, it's now the task is over the forests.
Yeah.
So it's easier to find something probably.
Yeah.
Because the forest at the afternoon, late afternoon, is working now.
Well, it's Herman Luca against Sebastian Carver. We do see this a lot, those two side by side. Looking at the altitudes, Sebastian Carver's on his way back up now, up at 900 meters. He was down just around 700 a few moments ago, so he's found some climb. Herman Luca at 1,160. Yeah.
Yeah. I think 3 gliders on the top, 29, Whiskey India November and Papa.
Yeah.
And they have a chance to run from the rest. But they only mark the best thermal for everybody. For the rest.
2.9er and Papa, that's what they're doing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So everybody else makes a run for it to get there.
Yeah, today is a clear air, so the visibility is approximately 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. So the white gliders are very good visible now.
Yes. Yes.
So I of course, I see on one glider the LED lights, like stroboscope, which is have a peaks lights. It's flashing lights. It's of course to help to see this glider. Of course, it's for safety reason.
Yes.
Some gliders have special paintings, sometimes red, sometimes pink, to better visibility.
Yeah.
Because the glider is, if you see the front of the glider, is on the line.
Right.
But it is no danger in these conditions. It's much more when the clouds are very big, very dark.
Yeah.
Just before the cloud is sometimes it's poor visibility.
So altitudes now. Sierra 2, as we know, is back. Headed on back to the airfield.
Yeah.
And we've got our group halfway between these 2 points. 65.3 kilometers was the distance at the turn point. It's now 42 kilometers for Sebastian Carver and 42.3 for Herman Lugner.
Yeah, the main group is 12 gliders, which we have signal, and the two gliders, Charlie 65 and Delta Tango, are 10 and 20 kilometers before the rest of the group.
Distance to turn point 42 for 29 Lima. Everybody's there now with a bit of altitude climbing going on, bringing back what they lost. Good rates of climb as well. They found a nice one here, eh?
Let's see. I don't know now.
Just looking at what we've got on the screen, it looks nice.
Yeah, it's you mean this one 1.1, 1.3? It's not very good.
Okay.
Not
better than going down, though, eh?
But it's I think it's average from the day.
Yes.
The best could be 2.5 for today, and this is average.
Okay.
And of course, in this big group of people turning on the same level, it's difficult to have a better thermal.
Right.
Usually the glider is turning in the circle of diameter about 300-400 meters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but in this group could be much more, like 600 meters.
Right, just keep...
And sometimes they are going outside the thermal.
Right.
Because of course,
is that many
always safety reason, it's not possible to pack as much gliders in one thermal. Yeah, 29, and U2 goes further.
Made a break for it. Yeah, they're going for it. They're turning back now?
Yeah, turning back. Probably they see that somebody has better climbing. It's usual.
Yeah. So they're watching each other for the clues of where the action is?
Yeah, everybody is going in the different directions, looking for something.
Nice altitude here from
Oscar Golf has the best climbing, and 29. They are together.
Yeah.
One turning right, one left. The rule is the direction of turning is decided by the first glider who started to turn.
Right.
If he started turn right, doesn't matter, everybody must turn right.
Yeah.
It's not possible to turn in the opposite direction because it's very, very dangerous.
So we had a great photographer, one of the best aviation filmmakers on the airfield yesterday, and he spent his time putting together a great little video. So let's have a look at that now, shall we? Yeah, beautiful video there, nicely shot. I must have another look at that a little bit later. But let's go back to the action. I think something's happening, so I'm told. We've got 29 making a dash for it. Off he goes there. Herman Luca, he's a strong competitor. He really he keeps calm on the ground. He doesn't say too much, but he's always biting the heels of the leaders of these packs. And here he is now. He's got good at height as well, 1,300 meters, 145 kilometers an hour, and he's got 34, just short of 35 kilometers to go to the next turn point, and he's flown 153, and he's got 77 kilometers left to go. But he's out there by quite a big stretch right now. All that altitude is in a strong position. Let's have a look at the other altitudes, see what's going on with the rest of the flyers. We can tell you that we've got Sebastian Carber's of 1,700 meters. I think that's the highest I've seen anybody all this week in this Grand Prix Championships. So Dirk Windmiller as well is at 1,700 meters. So they've been hanging on. They found that thermal and they've been using it 500 meters higher now than Herman Luca. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to dash after him. Wonder what's going to happen now, because we've got quite a few people with great rates of climb going on. Look at all that. 6 meters per second for Rolf Gertzmann. Is he over a volcano or something? What's going on there? 8 meters per second now. Wow, he must be on a Soyuz 2 rocket. Oscar Golf. Let's have a look at these altitudes. 8.7, 9 meters per second almost. 1,900. Wow, look at this altitude now. This is the biggest I've seen anybody in the whole championships. So Sebastian Carver there was nudging 2,000 meters. That's getting high up. 2,000 meters, that's around 6,000 feet above the ground. Very well, he's got enough, he's off. Heading off down now, got 2.9 in his sights. 1,740. He decided that was enough. He was almost at 2,000 at one point, just short of 1,900 meters. So the game is on as we head
to this next turn point heading to Beirut. It's been a 65.3 kilometer leg, and Carver has done a third of it. He's at 40.5 to go. And let's have a look where Herman Luca is. He's got 29.6 to go. So there's a 10 kilometer lead at the moment between the German and the Polish pilot. 10 kilometers, it's not a lot really if the speed starts changing. We've got Herman at 130 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver now cruising along 150, 155. Is he going to go any faster than that? Well, he's doing another 20 kilometers an hour faster than the German, and there's a 10 kilometer gap which is closing all the time. Exactly 10 kilometers now between these two. 28 to go for the German to get to the next turn point, and 38 to go for the Polish to get to the next turn point. And these speeds, 20 kilometers an hour faster for Sebastian Carver. He's zooming in there. Have we lost signal from Sebastian? No, we haven't. I just can't see him. Maybe he's underneath Oscar Golf. There, they're both signals are obscuring each other. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. This is game on now. Those altitudes got a good bit of energy on that last turn point. The last climb rate they found, everybody's used it to their advantage. And now distance to turn. Herman Luca, 26, 25 and a bit. 36, Sebastian Carver. Still that 10 kilometer gap between the two of them. And there you go. Through the sights of this group behind. Looking at 29, they've got him in the sights. Waiting to see what will happen next there. So we talked a little bit about the techniques they use in the race, and Sebastian Carver was in a jokey mood as he was telling us how Łukasz Wojciech messed with his system. Let's have a look at exactly what he was saying yesterday.
But I will tell you what was the story about today, because because this is interesting. You know, on the beginning it was not that easy because we didn't have too many clouds, and this will be a description for a pilots especially. And Łukasz Wojciech, he is very good in taking a risk. So he is able to fly in front of everybody, and when he gets 3 meters better lift, he is first and everything works fine. But this is a risky tactics, and today on the beginning it seemed to be very good for him because we flew in improving conditions, and then we flew in a cumulus under the cumulus street, which was absolutely just from the first turn point to the second and almost to the third turn point.
I was talking with Sebastian yesterday, and he said you played a tricky tactic which gave him trouble towards the end of the race. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, it was too brave maybe, and I think a little bit stupid for yesterday. I tried to fly very fast, and I missed some thermals which I should use before. We flew with strong wind, and it was good to stay high, because if you are flying with the wind, even if you are in the not so strong thermal, it's good to use it.
What about today? What's going to be the tactic for you, do you think?
I think the tactic will be not like yesterday. I think we have to fly in the gaggle, to not fly so fast. I think we will see.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for your time. I'll let you go and get prepared, and we'll see you in the sky.
See you. Bye.
Welcome back to the studio here. Now we've got all the action happening for you. We've just been watching what was happening. 2.9 made a mad dash earlier on, and let's go to the action and see where he is compared to Papa. Moving in, we can see on the left-hand side, Sebastian Carver, Papa, 1,500 meters, 132 kilometers an hour. On the right-hand side, 2.9er Herman Luca, now down at 782 meters. He had that big height advantage only a couple of minutes ago, so he's going to need to find that bit of height now. We knew Sebastian Carver and Oscar Golf and the rest of the group were staying in that gaggle and climbing to almost 2,000 meters. Has 2.9er made a break for it? Up towards Beirut, 29.3 kilometers. Sebastian Carver, when we were looking a minute ago, we had a 10-kilometer gap. Now, Herman Luca, 20.2 to the next turn point. So that 10-kilometer gap, more or less, is still the same. That's not changed. What has changed is the altitudes. We've got the Polish pilot is twice the height of the German pilot. So the game is on the screen there. Łukasz Wojcik, 1,488 meters in Golf Papa Sierra, heading off towards the Beirut turn point. Just short of 20 kilometers for the German, 27 kilometers for the Polish pilot. So he's crawling it back now, eating away at that lead. It was a 10-kilometer lead. It's now down to a 7-kilometer lead. And as we're watching, we can see the German is just slowly sinking a little bit further down, minus 1.5, 700 meters, dropping below 700 meters now. Not desperate yet, but he needs to be looking around. You can see him trying to find a little bit of climb. But in the meantime, the advantage from where we are is with this next group, with Papa, Sebastian Papa Carver there, 1,400 meters. And also Oscar Golf, Rot Skirtsman. Just zoom in, we can see all the attack is on. Look at this, the squadron of these gliders, these sailplanes, with Beirut in their sights. Look at that, looking down the line. It's a straight line heading towards that turn point and over to the left, struggling and looking for something to save that part of the race is the German 29. Now down below 600 meters, 580 and sinking. And to the right in a straight line, the group with altitude is heading towards that next turn point, 550 meters above the ground now for the German, whereas the other group well above 1300 meters as they steam down towards that turn point, less than 18 kilometers away now, 125 kilometers an hour. Still no thermal activity for the German. Herman Luca in the lead, but now still sinking, 100 kilometers an hour, 560 meters above the ground. I'm sure he's going to find something, but he wants to find it soon. Back to the action with the leaders, and we've got Herman Luca. Now, with a little bit of climb, he's found something. Okay, it's almost up at a meter a second. He's going to be glad of that. But the other pack, are they going to need it? Are they going to look for that? Are they going to chase him? Or are they going to just continue steaming down towards that next turn point? They've got the altitude. Distance to turn for the German was 17 meters. 17 kilometers, should I say. And for Bogdan, 21.4. And Sebastian now, 21. So 18, 19, 20, 21 down to a 4-kilometer lead, which was 10, 11, 12 not too long ago. Altitudes still looking good for the pack on the line with Beirut in the sights. Almost now crossing over the German where he was waiting a moment ago. He's down at 570. He's the lowest of the pack now. He needs to find something. He's desperately searching left and right. You can see him there on the left-hand side of the screen, looking for some altitude, looking for something to save this race for him. He's up now with a 1.5 climb, so he's found something. Let's have a look at the side and see what he's got. 600 meters now. It's on his fight back. He's on the fight back, 17.9 kilometers from the turn point. All right, here we go. Sebastian Carver. He's got a bit of a sink going on now. Minus 2.5. 1,100 meters. Good speed, 154. He's diving down. Is he going to continue on that straight line and hope he hits some climbing air? Distance to turn now. Let's have a look at the distance to turns. Right, so it's all changed around. It was a 10-kilometer lead for the German Hermann Luca. It's gone. It's now Sebastian Carver, 17 kilometers from the turn point. 17.5 Bogdan Darasko, 29 Lima. Dirk Windmuller, 17.7. Rolf Geertsman, 17.5. Hermann Luca, 18.3. Michael Petzold, 18.5. It's one big group. Let's get behind them, looking up towards that turn point. Let's have a look at their view as they head up towards Beirut, getting down, diving down into the pack, getting down behind him now. Great shot now, look at this. It's a great shot. And making the fight back as well. Łukasz Wojciech, 18.2 kilometers for the turnpike. Wow, we're over halfway through the race. It's a 230 kilometer race. We're at 173. Distance left is less than 60 kilometers. 56.7 for most of the group. All together now as we head down to this turn point in 14 kilometers. Interesting stuff. Let's zoom out and see what direction we've got for the next bit of the race, which is going to take us back towards, I think the next one's Hesselek after this, isn't it? If we just zoom out, it is, yes. So we've got the west. It's going to be slower. It's going to be into wind. And then that final 5-kilometer dash to the airfield. But the story right now is we've got the big group all together. Let's get behind them again. It's a great shot looking down on the plane as we dive down virtually towards them. Here we go. Look at that shot now. We can see altitudes looking good. Nice altitudes, but Papas wants to climb a little bit more. Sebastian Carver, he's down at 12. Rates of climb. They've found something. They've all found something. Okay, so the progress forward has stopped. They've got some climb going on now. So again, we have a pause in the dash for that penultimate turn point as we get back to the strategy of the game, and the climb is on. Remember what we had maybe 15 minutes ago. Sebastian Carver up at nearly 2,000 meters, now down at 1,000 meters. So it's game on in these gliders, these cream of the crop, top of the tree. When it comes to sailplanes, glide ratio of 50-1. Everybody's down there now. Let's get amongst them. 2.9er, way off the pack. So he split himself further back from the action. Interesting to see what's happening. Can we get down at the side of them and have a look across at these climb rates using this Silent Wings technology from the glider network GPS systems in the aircraft, which are relayed down to us here and through this software to give us a virtual view of just what's happening. Rates of climb are good rates of climb. They found some good stuff here. It's not turned out too bad this afternoon. What we thought was going to be a very tricky race for these pilots. At one point we were suggesting it wasn't even going to go ahead as they were being towed up. They were sinking down too fast, not able to keep where they wanted to be. But now the game is on again. We've got these climb rates. We've got heights of 1,300 meters, and we're all climbing up back into the race. Łukasz Wojciech, 1,200 meters. 3.3 for Sebastian Carver. 4.2 Dirk Windmuller. And a great shot there down through Łukasz's wing.
as he carves around at 120 kilometers an hour, corkscrewing up through the sky with a climb rate of 2 meters a second. Interesting stuff. Now look at Rolf Gertzmann there, Oscar Golf, toying around between 3 and 4 meters of climb rate. Look at him go, like a rocket back up into the sky. Altitudes, 1,300 meters should I say. 1,600 meters for Stephen Crabb. Gintas Zub, 14.97, 1,500 meters. So it's getting interesting now, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 57 kilometers. We have this big dash heading towards Beirut, powering down like a squadron of gliders. And it's all come to a halt while we find some more altitude. Let's see how far they're going to take it. Stephen Crabb there from Ireland, now living here in Poland, up at 1,600 meters. Can't even see where he is on the system. C65. Where is he? Let's find where he is, Mr. Crabb. Just down there. He's having fun. So how many people are we going to get finishing today? And what's the split going to be? We had Sebastian Carver last night coming through the finish line. It was half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour until we got the next person through the final bit of the race. Climbs are looking good now. We keep going, we keep climbing. That race we had yesterday with Sebastian Carver finishing well in front of everybody else. We can actually show you the results from yesterday. We have some video of that, and let's just take a moment while we wait with these climbs to show you yesterday's race results.
A very good morning, welcome to Shermanoff. This is day 6 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix and we're going into race 4. Let's have a look at the results from yesterday. And the results from yesterday's race: in 10th place from Germany, Dirk Windmuller, and in joint 8th place we have Andres Kuhl and Łukasz Wojciech. In joint 5th place, Thomas Dole, Zidek Benachuk and also Stephen Crabb. 4th place yesterday, Adam Tedeschi, and 3rd place, Gintas Zub. 2nd place was Herman Luckner, and taking the win from Poland, Sebastian Carver.
Here's the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's the first major championships at this airfield at Wrocław for quite a few years. 1984 was the last one, and we've got some big stuff happening here as well. The World Games are going to be on this airfield from the 19th of July. We've got the gliders back in action with acrobatics, should I say. We've got the skydivers with the canopy piloting swoop action, and we've also got the paramotors with their accuracy too. That's all coming up next month here in Poland, in Wrocław. But right now, let's have a look at the action, back to the screen and see what's going on. We've had some good climbs happening. And distance to goal, 55 kilometers. So we know with this glide ratio of 50 to 1, what we've got now, it could be a straight shot straight the way through to the final. Sebastian Carver is up at just short of 1,500 meters. And so he could finish at that. With the stats, he could be at 400 meters above the ground with a straight shot into the final. But he's got a bit of a sink going on, -3 now, so he's dropping down quite fast. Interesting. Let's get behind this group, diving down as we go, diving down into the group with our eyes up onto the turn point. There we go. Look at that. Sebastian Carver zooming across the sky, 174 kilometers an hour. Romeo Oscar on his tail, 29 Lima as well. And Victor Yankee, we've not seen him for quite a while today. Andres Kuhl is back into the action, and not to be dismissed, Łukasz Wojciech, Golf Papa Sierra, is also heading our way. Time to turn, 11.4 kilometers, and only just over 50 kilometers left in the race.
It's an exciting time today. It's a good race as well. It's been fun to see what's been happening. A couple of big areas of climb, and this morning we thought there was going to be absolutely no climb at all. So here we go, back to the action. Let's see what we've got going on. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you a little bit more about what's going to happen for the rest of today. We do know that there's some kind of a display going on here tonight, and every day there's been something different. So they are really looking after us and putting on a good show here in Poland. Remember, the World Games is coming in July. Even the end of this championships, the end of this FAI Grand Prix, there's going to be a big party. And I'm told we're going to have up to 15,000 people here on the airfield. It's incredible to believe. Normally, an air sports event, you get a few hundred. 15,000, it's like a rock concert. I don't know who they've got here, but we'll find out this weekend. And tonight, we've got some kind of an air display. I'm going to try and find out the details of who that is. I was told it's a couple of aircraft, display aircraft, with fireworks shooting out of the fuselage and out of the wings. Wow, that's going to be an incredible sight to see. We can't wait for that. Eyes down to the action here in Shermanoff as we wait to see how this is developing. So let's break it down. First of all, the altitudes we're at. We've got a lot of the pack well above 1,300 meters. We've got our winner from yesterday at 13.66, 13.65. He's flown 176 kilometers in the race. Currently 53.7 kilometers left. Let's break it down a bit further and let's have a look at these climbs and the rates of what's going on. We can tell you the rates of climb right now. We've got quite a lot of the group with the climb. In fact, there's only two of the group now with a little bit of sync going on. Herman Luca at 1.1. We're missing a bit of signal from some people, but we've got Bogdan at 2.9 and he's just off better chuck at 1.1. Time to this next turn point up to Beirut is 11 kilometers, 12 kilometers now. So it's not changed much in the last few minutes. We've got the group hanging around here now just to see what's going on with the climb. Let's dive down through the sky virtually into the pack and see what's going on from the side. If we zoom in now and look at the side of these gliders, look at that beautiful display with the ribbons coming off the gliders. You can see where they've just been. I love this shot. Incredible. It's like a piece of art. And look at Sebastian Carver there, carving up through the sky, being chased by Oscar Golf. A little race going on in this Skaggle as we have it. Look at the climb rates there. Look at Oscar Golf. He was up at 8 meters per second. Wow. Stefan Trapp, 1.4. Thomas Dull, 2.1. We're going to get the altitudes on screen for you now and to see what difference this climb rate is making. Look at this. We have, wow, we got Zdzisław Benedyczuk up at 1,600 meters, and he finished the first time yesterday. You'll be very pleased with that indeed, and he was very pleased this morning. He got awarded a prize by office manager Camilla. And now, dashing off, the race is on 170 kilometers an hour with that turn point in our sights. 11 kilometers now eating up the meters. We've been hanging around 12 and 11 kilometers from this turn point for quite a while. Now getting down to 10 kilometers. Papa, 186 kilometers an hour for 1,400 meters. Sebastian Carver and Romeo Oscar. Michael Petzoid is being overtaken there. So we've got in the lead world champion, yesterday's winner, taking the dash. 51.2 kilometers to go. In aircraft, which have a descent rate, a glide ratio of 50-1. That means if you were to stand still now and throw it like a dart, for 1,000 meters of sink, 1 kilometer of sink, you'd expect a 50-kilometer flight. Well, they've only got a 50-kilometer flight to do. And Sebastian Carver is at almost 1,500 meters. He could do it. He could do it from here. He could go straight in. All the technique, all the skill, and all the experience is what it comes down to. We've seen him before the race, taking himself away from the pack, concentrating and visualizing on the task ahead. As you find in all sports, the top athletes using visualization skills to see the route and to see the technique they want to be using, to find that excitement zone that they need to compete at the best, whether it be above the line, getting all energetic, or on the line being calm, or calming themselves down if they are an excitable person. You've got to find where you need to be to compete at the top. So distance to turn point now less than 6 kilometers, and this next turn point is gonna head us all back 37 kilometers to Haslek. So it's just about half the distance of this one we've had, but now they're on the line, almost directly on the line, in the direction of Beirut, Papa, Romeo Oscar, 29 Lima, Oscar Golf, all with good altitude as well. Michael Petzold there from Germany, 1400 meters. Sebastian Carver, 1300 meters, 160 kilometers an hour. We can see now time to turn is a kilometer in it, just over a kilometer, about a kilometer and a half between these two pilots. So for sure, the German has got the pole in his sights, only 1.5 kilometers away as we head for this turn point. And here we are in the cabin, in the cockpit, with Petzold as he looks forward and keeps his eyes on just what technique Sebastian Carver is doing here. Doesn't have to do too much at the moment, just sit and watch, see what happens. No cumulus clouds, no direct, obvious climb rate to be had. Not much needed either though, but it's a wise move just to sit behind the champion now and to see what's happening. Yesterday, he was in the pack and then he was away. 20 minutes he finished before. 20 minutes before the rest of the pack. An incredible performance. So all he's got to do is skid around through this turn point. Let's have a look from above. Just needs to touch the edge of it. Here he is. Now, into it he goes. Just needs to graze it. And then he'll turn west. Heading back down to, as always, Haslek for that final 5 kilometer dash through the airfield. All right, so we can see there it is. The next bit of this dash, 37 kilometers now being eaten up. Less than 36 kilometers to go now as we have on to Haskell-Glek for Sebastian Carver. Great shot here of them all side by side. Let's dive down behind them and have a look at the action as we look up the track towards that turn point. Here we go, zooming in, diving down into the pack, carving round behind them in our virtual aircraft of media as we follow the pack. Papa in the middle, 29 on the left, Oscar Golf on the right, Romeo Oscar on the right, Golf Papa Sierra just behind there, 35.1 kilometers to the next turn point, to the last turn point, 34.5 for Sebastian Carver, 34.7 for Łukasz Wojcik. It's close now. This is a battle. We've got a game on our hands as they fight down west into wind. Not much speed in it, but the height is there. You can see how it's being eaten up with this climb rate, with this descent. Over 1,000 meters, less than 40 to go. So it is doable. It can be a straight shot in. Are we going to do that? Would anybody break? Would Sebastian Carver now decide he wants to climb and let anybody else through? Because they could do it. If he stops now and starts climbing, the others could take the win just from where they are, looking at the altitudes. I'm talking like an expert. It's only my 4th race I've been commentating on, but I'm really getting into it. I'm loving this Grand Prix action. So it looks to me like Sebastian Carver needs to kind of continue with this shot. But now he's got a sink of minus 2.1. Wow, interesting stuff as we look at the rates of climb here now with Łukasz Wojcik at 1.1 and Rolf Gertzmann as well. All right, just coming off the line a little bit. I think let's just zoom out again. Let's see what the direction is. Over to Haslek. Yeah, it's kind of still going on the straight line.
heading that way. Speed now. Sebastian Carver just moving around a little bit. For sure, if he starts looking for a climb, everybody else, I don't know, what would they do? Diving down in the track. Time to turn. Let's have a look at the distances we've got building up between these people. Time to turn is Sebastian Carver just short of 30 kilometers. Rolf Gertzmann's on his tail, so it's neck and neck right now with them two. And also Golf Papa Sierra, Łukasz Wojcik as well. And also Michael Petzoy, Germany. And Gintas Zub from Lithuania. 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 pilots now, all virtually neck and neck, diving down towards this final turn point to take them in the right-hand turn to the airfield. It's all to play for. This is tense stuff. 30 kilometers to go, just over 33 kilometers. And it's not cut and dried at all. It's not like yesterday's race. Incredible stuff. Altitudes, let's see. Where is Herman Luker now? Where did he find himself? 29. He took a big dash before the previous turn point. And there he is. There he is now. So he's out of the leaders now. He's out of the reckoning. He's not going to make that back, I don't think, to be part of that crew. Good job though, Herman. Made a big effort. Let's get back to the action at the top of the pack and see what's going on. Papa in front of 29 Lima, Oscar Golf. And is that Alfa Romeo has pulled himself back into the... it's Gintas Zub again. The 47-year-old from Lithuania. Let's have a look at these times to turn. Is this gap increasing? They were all very close together a few moments ago. There wasn't much more than a kilometre between 7 of them. Well, now, 26 kilometres for Sebastian Carver, 26.1 Rolf Gertzmann. There is a bit of a gap starting to appear between the top 3 and the rest of the pack. There's the top 3 are about 1.5 kilometres in front of everybody else. So if we zoom down into the action again, carving down behind them, let's have a look at these top 3. Yeah, the picture we're seeing now is not quite what we've what the image we're getting from the system there. So it looks like Sebastian Carver and Rolf Gertzmann are the ones to watch right now. Less than 0.5 kilometre for them as they're diving down to that last turn point. Sebastian Carver's decided it's time to get some altitude because he is down less than 1,000 meters, 928. What's that going to mean? Everybody else is doing the same. So nobody took the challenge to try and go for it on their own. If you're an experienced pilot, you're probably saying, yeah, of course they didn't. They know what's going on there. But for an untrained eye, it looks like they could make it all the way back. 30 kilometers to go, 1,000 kilometers. The maths is there. But here we go. Sebastian Carver's got a little bit of a climb rate going on, not much. Let's have a look from the side. Let's see what's going on with these climbs. So, as we go diving down on level with them now, Sebastian Carver looking for something. Look at his speed increasing as he's carving around. 200 kilometers an hour. Needs to get himself back up to that 1,000 meters above the ground to feel comfortable and feel happy with his position. All right. So I'm just going to give you the full screen for a second while we just watch what's going on there right now and see what's happening. Break here in the studio. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Okay, welcome back to the studio here in Shermanoff. It's an exciting, tense race we've been having here this afternoon. 260 kilometers of this track, and the action has really heated up. We had 2.9er making a big dash for it, but now we've got the pack at the front. Let's recap where we are and catch up. Let's break it down. First of all, we've just had that rate of climb happening for these pilots to get themselves some more altitude. Sebastian Carver didn't really get much out of it. Still below 1,000 meters, 954 meters above the ground. Let's have a look at these altitudes. So he's there at 900. We've got a few more above 1,000 feet. Let's see time to turn. So it looks like still in the lead. Sebastian Carver, 23 kilometers left at this leg before his final dash for the airfield. 23 kilometers to 27 for the finish. Łukasz Wojcik, 28 kilometers, and also exactly the same neck and neck Bogdan Doritso at 28 as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pilots, 5 pilots now, all within a kilometer of each other. Time to this turn point, 22 kilometers for Sebastian Carver as we head on down west into wind. Not much of a lead in it though. 26.4 against 27, so he's only half of a kilometre in the front of 2.9 Lima and Oscar Golf. Let's dive down behind them and get Haslek in our sights as we carve down through the sky in our virtual aircraft from Silent Wings and see what's happening. We'll bring that to you very shortly. Wow, it's a tense moment here this afternoon. We've not got long to go before the end of the race, and Sebastian Carver is the world champion and is stamping his authority onto what's happening. Wow, exciting stuff. Let's have a little look at the highlights of yesterday, and then we'll go right back to the action. Yesterday's race with the highlights from Sebastian Carver. This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's Wednesday the 31st of May.
I think they're gonna be very challenging.
We've got a strong wind, and this is a little bit difficult. The task will be tricky, so we have 2 variants of task.
It's really a race.
The race is on. Altitude 1,200 meters maximum start. Rolf has got himself Oscar Golf just a little bit higher than that now, or he's just down at 12. Signals on the screen, but there's only one story right now, and that is Sebastian Carver, world champion, heading for Haskell Leg. 230 kilometers just over for this race, but leading for most of the race and showing why he is world champion in this class from Poland. Sebastian Carver has dominated from the beginning, now getting low to the ground, 150 meters above, 160 kilometers an hour, less than 1 kilometer with the big green virtual line of the finish line in his sights. He's bringing it home for Poland here in the race 3 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix in
Poland, 147 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver takes the win for today. It's going to be a while until number 2 comes through. Yeah, those incredible highlights from yesterday. What a massive day of competition it was. And we had Sebastian Carver finishing 20 minutes before the rest of the pack. An incredible performance. Let's get back to the action now and see what's happening in today's race. It's day 6 and it is race 4. And it looks like Sebastian Carver is pushing hard again. Distance to turn point, 8.4 kilometers. Sebastian Carver, Bogdan Donetsko is close behind. Let's see 29 Lima as well is also pushing hard. 49 kilometers, 170 kilometers an hour. But look at the height. Sebastian Carver's only at 540 meters. Is he going to carry on at that height and make the dash for it?
Yeah, it's enough altitude to reach the last turning point and go to the final.
Now we do know from the last turning point he's not allowed to be above 640 meters.
Oh, they are below. As you can see, it's 500 meters AMSL and it's allowed to 650.
Well,
I think everybody is below 500. Could you go?
Let's just dive down behind the pack and have a look, looking towards the that last turn point now, diving down towards these aircraft. Papa's there in the middle, in the front. 29 Lima is behind, making a big comeback. Golf Papa Sierra, Łukasz Wojciech is pushing hard for the line, and it was a battle yesterday between Łukasz and Sebastian, wasn't it? Łukasz took the beginning part of the day, tricked Sebastian into making that big dash for the final. Well, Sebastian Carver on the left there, 400 meters above the ground, 174 kilometers an hour, a sink rate of 1.5, only 9.2 kilometers left in this race, and he's only 4.2 kilometers away from the next turn point, the last turn point. Let's have a look at the distance to turn on the right hand side. Sebastian Carver 3.7, Łukasz Wojciech 4.9, Rolf Gertzmann Germany 4.7, Bogdan Donetsko 4.7, and there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's tight.
Yeah, very tight. The difference between the racing group will be very, very short.
This is probably going to be the closest finish we've had.
Yeah. Sebastian is 1 kilometer before, and the rest are doing wing by wing.
Well,
it's really difficult. Somebody should go to the finish line and see who will be first.
Now, what's this that's happening here now? Romeo Oscar. Where did he come from? Romeo Oscar, Michael Petzold, Germany, is now distance left. That can't be right. That must be a glitch in the system. It's saying he's got 30 kilometers to go with less than 6 kilometers left in the race. All right, eyes on Papa. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, the Polish world champion here today, the winner of yesterday's race, Sebastian Carver. 6 kilometers left in the race as he grazes past Hasleko for that final turn and the dive for the airfield down to 315 meters above the ground. Łukasz Wojciech 310 meters above the ground. It's going to be a neck and neck finish as we dash into the final 5 kilometers. Can Łukasz pull this away from the world champion? Poland against Poland in to the last 5 kilometers of the race. 157 kilometers an hour for Sebastian Carver and 120 kilometers an hour for
And also we can see Romeo Oscar.
Romeo Oscar is diving up now. He's come back to the top.
Yeah.
He's come from nowhere. He's in the lead of Papa now. Let's get them side by side. Romeo Oscar and Papa, if we can see what's going on. Look at them neck and neck. There's less than a glider's length between it. Romeo Oscar is looking like he's going to take the race. But I don't know about that because he's greyed out on the system. What's happening here? We don't know. We've got Papa here at 200 kilometers an hour, 2.3 kilometers left of the race. Romeo Oscar is looking like, is he going to take it? Is this going to be a win for Romeo Oscar in Germany? He came from nowhere. We've got less than 2 kilometers to go, dashing down to the line, 151 meters above the ground. Romeo Oscar is at 167 kilometers an hour, 1.3 meters in front of the Papa there, Sebastian Carver from Poland. 1 kilometer to go for Michael Petzold from Germany. 1 kilometer to go. Sebastian Carver. Here we go. It's a dash for the line. Less than a glider's length between them. And Łukasz Wojciech is coming up on the outside, but it's going to be too late. Diving down with a left-hand turn. Here comes the finish. Oh, it's neck and neck. Romeo Oscar from Germany against Papa from Poland. Who's going to take it? Whoa, it looks like it might have been the German. Wow.
It's difficult to say who won this race based on this. Yeah,
incredible finish. Here they go, crossing the line.
Few meters.
Łukasz Wojciech, Alfa Romeo, Oscar Golf, 1, 2, 3, 4 over the line. Coming up on the outside now. 2-9 Lima as well. Magic, what a final that was.
Yeah, it's not possible now to say who.
Well, we've got the current standings on the screen. Let me just read those out. So we've got 5th place Golf, Papa Sierra, Poland. It looks like, from what we're seeing, I don't know if this is official or not, but it's looking like the standings. Łukasz Wojciech in 4th place, 3rd place Sebastian Carver, Romeo Oscar. That cannot be finished. That cannot be Bogdan Dorazzo taking the win. I don't know. The current standings are all over the place. We're going to have to wait for the official description and the official results come through from the office. I don't know where Romeo Oscar came from. He wasn't even in the pack.
Yeah, probably we lost the signal before, and that he just appeared before the final line.
But in the final few seconds, his signal was coming in and out.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a glitch in the system, or did he take the win?
Yeah.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment we don't know. We'll get the official result to you as soon as we have it. But the big story right now here this afternoon is it's possibly an upset for the world champion, and the German might have taken the win. We'll be back in the studio in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome back to the studio here in Wrocław. What an incredible race we've just seen. Probably the most exciting race of this week. The FAI Sailplane Grand Prix here in Poland. It's day 6. It's race 4. Magic, that result that we've just seen was incredible.
Yeah, we really don't know which glider was first. Yeah, just it's difficult to say based on tracking from here, from the trackers.
Did you see anything out the window?
Yeah, I saw through the window. That's incredible glider. Just shows all the surface. Very very low. It was 30 meters over the ground. I don't know. Even couldn't read the signs. But of course we have to wait for the official results.
So what could be the penalties? What could happen to take that win away from the Germans?
Yeah, that could be some penalties for penalty seconds for moving just before opening the starts or something. For the
is this a replay we've got on the screen right now? We've got a replay on the screen. You can see Romeo Oscar is about a glider's length in front of Sebastian Carver. Looking here now, let's have a look, zooming in, because he does this big left-hand turn. It looks like he's going into the track of the Polish. Is that a legal move? Is that okay to do that?
Yes, because they not only goes to the finish line, you know that they are very very low. They need to safety landing.
Yes.
Also
They've got to land above, is it 30 meters? Is that the minimum height above the ground for crossing the finish?
30 meters.
30 meters, and he was at just less than 200 meters. So can we see that replay again? Can we just go back? I don't know if it's possible with the system to actually go back and see that replay one more time. It was incredible. Even they're watching it again, it's hard to see what's going on. So we saw a minute before that, we didn't have the signal from Romeo Oscar. He wasn't even in the play. And then suddenly, from nowhere, here he came. So back to this replay. Let's see what's going on. See, look at the moment now there with about 30 seconds to go. We've got no signal from him. He's greyed out. It looks like Sebastian Carver's in the lead. Now, the signal comes back on. We lose the signal for Sebastian Carver. There's the finish line, that virtual green wall that they're heading for. And there you can see, side by side, Romeo Oscar and Papa. And it's like a glider's length in front. Now it looks that the lead is Romeo Oscar. Yeah. It's neck and neck, isn't it? And it carves around now to the left, diving for that finish line, right in front of Sebastian Carver. Look at this. Look how they're converging. Wow, is the Pole having to make a move to the left to get out of the way a little bit? What an incredible finish. Crossing the line. Wow, it was close.
At the same time, yeah.
I hope somebody got the video of that in the field and saw what actually happened.
I hope somebody has made the recording, the camera with this. Of course, official results will be based on the loggers, which competitors must go have to after the race.
They give the recording device
to judge.
Yeah. That's how we find out the exact result of what happened. Wow, interesting stuff. Live action here from Wrocław Airfield here in Shermanov. It doesn't get any better than that. The finishes don't get any tighter than that. It's the best we've seen. And what a contrast from yesterday. Yesterday, we had Sebastian Carver passing through the finish line 20 minutes before the next competitor. Here, we couldn't even put a piece of paper between them. What a race. Race 4 on day 6 here in these championships. An incredible finish. And I think we're just going to see that finish one more time. Is that what we're doing here? No, we're not. We're just watching, actually, Zdzisław Bedachuk passing the finish line again for the second time. He finished for the first time yesterday, and he's finished again today. An incredible result. Wow. Incredible, eh?
Yeah. That's a real race.
This is a real race. The race is on. I can't wait now to see the highlights video when that's put together. Whew, an incredible race. Talking of highlight videos, let's show you the highlight videos of yesterday's race to give you a flavour what to look forward to 24 hours from now. This is the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. It's Wednesday the 31st of May.
I think they're gonna be very challenging.
We've got a strong wind and this is a little bit difficult. The task will be tricky, so we have 2 variants of task.
It's really a race.
race is on. Altitude 1,200 meters, maximum start. Rolf has got himself Oscar Golf just a little bit higher than that now, or he's just down to 12. Signals on the screen, but there's only one story right now, and that is Sebastian Carver, world champion, heading for Haskell Leg. 230 kilometers just over for this race, but leading for most of the race and showing why he is world champion in this class from Poland. Sebastian Carver has dominated from the beginning, now getting low to the ground, 150 meters above, 160 kilometers an hour, less than 1 kilometer with the big green virtual line of the finish line in his sights. He's bringing it home for Poland here in the race 3 of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix in Poland. 147 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Carver takes the win for today. It's going to be a while until number 2 comes through. And what an incredible day it has been. An incredible race down to the wire. Intense times 10. Let's have a look at that replay of the final one more time. Here we go. We can see Sebastian Carver on the left in purple and Romeo Oscar Michael Petzold on the right there with the yellow stripes and the black stripe through the middle. Came from nowhere. We didn't have a signal for him, and then he was on the screen. And here we are dashing for the line. Less than 1 kilometer to go. About 300 meters between them. That big green wall of the finish line is coming up, and all of a sudden we've got a massive big fight on our hands, dashing for the line, converging together, and it looks like it's Romeo Oscar Michael Petzold who takes the win. Sebastian Carver's not going to be happy about that. World champion being beaten on his home ground through the finish line. There it goes. Wow, incredible.
It looks like 10-20 meters. The difference between them.
What a great race. What a fantastic day. What a brilliant way to finish off the action here from Shermanoff in the 6th day of action and the 4th race of the championships. On that bombshell, has the world champion been beaten at the post by the German? We'll find out for you overnight. But in the meantime, from the studio here, from Magic and for myself, it's a very good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
See you tomorrow.